To listen your way, Friday night post-game scoreboard show continues here at Beef O Brady's. Thanks to everybody for coming out on this Friday night, celebrating a North Forsyth win. All you Raider fans here. And I want to thank Beef O Brady's for having us here every Friday night. It's been a lot of fun throughout the high school football season. I also want to thank Andine Chevrolet for sponsoring our programming. AndineChevy.com is the place to go to check them out. Graves Insurance Group, Coal Mountain Flowers, Mission Support Amos. They raised a lot of money last night at their fundraiser. We'll be finding out more about that next week and how much they raised. They send care packages over to the American military overseas. So thanks to Bobby and Stacy Amos for sponsoring our program, but also all the great work they do. Bobby Amos Waterworks and Talent Brothers Auto Parts. Well, not only was it a win for the North Forsyth Raiders, but also the Lambert Longhorns got a win tonight. And official Longhorns statistician Ted Young has been a regular guest here on the show, and he stays up late with us every week. And once again, Ted is on the phone. Ted, thanks for staying up late with us.
Travis, how you doing tonight?
Doing very well. I think looking at the clock here, officially it might be Halloween now. It's pretty close. So happy Halloween.
It's pretty close.
So the Longhorns had a win earlier tonight, and I believe 32-0. Was that the final?
That's correct. Probably the best performance all season tonight.
Well, it's a great time for it. You guys are wrapping up your first year, your inaugural season, and just kind of walk us through it. Sounds like your defense played a heck of a game.
It was a tremendous game on both sides of the ball. The Longhorns came up with two safeties in the first quarter alone.
Wow!
And it was just a tremendous defensive effort. They held the Flowery Branch Falcons to a total of 32 yards the entire night.
Wow!
4 first downs. Longhorns had 13 different players that carried the ball for a total of 245 yards. Completely dominated the game. It was a tremendous effort. Nick Croft had 17 carries for 112 yards and scored 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 receiving. And David Broadus completed 4 for 8 for a touchdown. Brock Maxwell completed 2 or 3 for a touchdown. On defense, Taylor Moore had an unbelievable night. He had 6 tackles, but 5 total for a loss of 34 yards, including 3 sacks.
Wow.
It was just a tremendous effort on both sides of the ball. We just had a tremendous night. It was, fairly miserable night out there in terms of the weather, but it was a tremendous performance by the Longhorns.
Yeah, we were just down the road from him. We were at Pinecrest Academy for our game of the week. It was just a steady drizzle most of the night. So, and certainly, the conditions out there weren't that great, but sounds like the team's playing well. And you got one more game left on the season to close it out for the first year. And you close it out at home once again against Johnson High School.
That's correct. We've had a very successful first season. We've won 8 of 9 games, and hopefully next week we'll be able to close out with a win and have just a tremendous first season under Coach Maxwell.
You talk about Coach Maxwell. He came and joined us here a few weeks ago at Beef O Brady's, and what a great guy. Not only a great coach, but just a great human being. And what kind of things have the guys on the team learned from Coach Maxwell this season, just with 1 year so far?
Well, the thing that's really characterized this team this year is they're just good fundamental play. There's not a whole lot of mental mistakes made by this team. Their blocking assignments have always been carried out beautifully. The offensive line is probably one of the best keys to this whole season. They have performed so well consistently every week. The rushing attack has consistently put up 225 yards each week, and it's just been a very consistent performing offense all throughout the year. And defensively, they've just been stellar. They've given up about I think they've shut out 3 or 4 opponents, and they've only given up about 45, 50 points the entire season. Just been a good, solid, consistent effort every week, and that's the thing that I think Coach Maxwell's really taught these boys is just good hard work and getting the fundamentals down, just get the basics down, and it'll really turn them into a solid team.
Well, Ted, we appreciate you joining us here, not only this week, but every week here on the show. And we'll close out the regular season next week and look forward to watching the Longhorns once they join the varsity ranks. That should be pretty exciting, too.
Well, we're excited about that, and it's, like I said, it's a great way to start off this year, but we really look forward to getting into varsity football in 2011, or 2010, I should say.
Well, thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. Thanks for staying up late with us. We'll talk with you again next week to check out that Johnson game.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure, Travis. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Ted. You too. That was Ted Young, official statistician with the Lambert Longhorns in their inaugural season here in Forsyth County. Stay tuned. There's more to come. More fun here at the Listen Your Way Friday night postgame scoreboard show live at Beef O Brady's and listenyourway.com.